Hello, kia ora, and g'day. I'm Philip Duncan from Weather Watch TV on YouTube with your Australia-only forecast across this week and the coming weekend. And we have got a very stormy system at the moment down here in the southeastern corner, but this is a messy area of low pressure. It's got a couple of centres to it, and over the coming week, there are going to be 2 or 3 low pressure zones out there in the Tasman Sea. It's not just one storm like this area here that we see at the moment producing severe winds, severe gales coming through into Bass Strait and coming into the Victoria coastline. It fades out more so going into the South Australia one. But look at this southerly, down here from towards Antarctica, straight past Adelaide, straight past Alice Springs, all the way up to the northern part of Northern Territory. So this is a big southerly flow across the country, and it's turning more of a westerly flow for those of you along the eastern side, which is probably good news if you're sick of the rain and the showers and the cloud along these eastern areas. Now most of that wet weather is from Sydney southwards, elsewhere looking fairly dry, but certainly colder. And if you've got the light winds, you'll be seeing overnight temperatures down around freezing if you're at a higher elevation as far north as Queensland. And that big southerly flow coming straight on in and dropping temperatures right across a large portion of Australia. But this is the stormy stuff down here. Victoria getting more rain. That's the good news. And we're seeing snow falling back for the ski fields, way more than New Zealand is getting from a snow and ski point of view. But this is the low pressure zone really on Tuesday. It focuses itself in one area. As we go to Wednesday, it gets stretched back out again. But as it sort of boomerangs back, it kind of spins around and pushes itself back in again. As it does that, interacts with this big high. And so big southerly flow in between the two of them, that's what we've got through here. And that's why you're seeing the colder weather. The blue line, that measures air thickness higher up in the atmosphere. Basically, it shows the cold change taking a bite right out of the atmosphere. So showery weather across New South Wales, but dry for Northern Territory, dry for Western Australia, and dry for the most part for Queensland. Into Thursday, not a great deal of change. The wet weather eases back in Victoria, but look at the low pressure zones. There are 3 of them here. So it's sort of all moving around each other. It makes for a very messy and complicated forecast. The coldest pool of air on Thursday is around Tasmania and brushing along the coastal zones here, maybe even further up into New South Wales. A little bit of wet weather passes by Sydney and Newcastle and goes up to Port Macquarie. Queensland, not seeing much in the way of wet weather. We're not talking about you much, which means there's not a lot going on there. Now on Friday, the cold front that started on Thursday in Western Australia comes in properly on Friday. And look, it takes up a big chunk, but most of the pale blue, just a few showers. So there won't be a huge amount of rain coming through for you. Best downpours will be around the coastal areas there like Esperance and that windy sou'west. It could be gale force or even severe gale in those marine areas. It shouldn't be too bad inland though. And speaking of windy weather, look at the nor'westers coming through here. Severe gales are likely around Bass Strait and exposed parts, the tops of hills and ranges. Hopefully not too problematic, but cold front, always interesting to track. Now look at Saturday's stormy looking weather map. A big part of Australia is not looking too bad though, but the big picture shows you this major storm down towards Antarctica, very normal for this time of the year. Look at all the isobars. So hurricane force winds, 120, 140 kilometre an hour winds blowing out at sea here. Some of those areas, like in this line right here, they'll be sustained at that, like a tropical storm. But it's not tropical, it's very cold and wintry. It'll blow past Tasmania, it'll blow through Bass Strait and all the coastal zones in the south here affected by that windy westerly, and the colder airflow over here means more snow, heavy at times, on the mountains and across the ranges. So that is excellent news for the Australian ski season. Over here in New Zealand there's a big storm, but this is all warm weather coming down, and that is very much limiting the amount of snow that the New Zealand side is getting. And we go to Sunday, and things are calming down again. We've got the big high rolling right on through here, and that means far more settled weather. Still showery over in Perth and Fremantle and other areas with that windy westerly and showers coming in. Windy westerlies all the way along the southern coastlines here. Tassie, you're caught up in it properly. The west coast is the wet coast as we go through into Sunday and really for the days ahead. And more showers up here means more snow flurries around Thredbo and neighbouring areas as your great ski season carries on. That is all from me. Back again on a Thursday with our next update. We'll take a closer look at your rainfall and what's going to happen after this big area of high pressure. We'll see you then.